ChannelCon 2025. This is GTIA's first official event since separating from CompTIA. Dan Wensley, the new CEO, and his team did an incredible job. It's the first event, ChannelCon, that I've ever been to. As an MSP, we didn't join CompTIA. Some great things happening there, really well attended, lots of energy, lots of great news, and great time, of course, for the podcast. Started out with Michael Chester from Valmail. Great conversation with Mike, culture, curry, and cybersecurity. A fascinating background. Really enjoyed talking with Mike. Matthias Zoomer was next. I really, Matthias got a great story, great interests, steakhouse, grit to cyber. Really great conversation. I got to spend more time with Matthias as well. Really entertaining, really fascinating and smart. He was a smart man. Chris Lord, of course, from Solus. Really great. We talked on the virtually before. It was great seeing him there. We had a great conversation from soccer fields to cyber front lines. Robin Robbins, a titan in our industry for a very long time, recently announced the Kaseya acquisition. We talked, I say, from grit to growth, but we had a really long conversation, a great conversation. I've talked to her kind of in passing over the last 20, 25 years, but it's the first time we actually had a long conversation, and she reveals a lot. Fascinating backstory. I didn't know many things about her. Thank her for the time. Really enjoyed that conversation. Ryan Walsh from PAX 8. Of course, the big PAX 8 Beyond event was recently, and known Ryan from a distance for a while. We talked just kind of here and there, but a great conversation with Ryan. Leadership, discipline. His father's an NBA coach. X's and O's. Fascinating. Pete Bussum. I've known Pete for, my goodness, 20 years. Former MSP, former Navy's veteran. What he does now to help the veterans in a nonprofit. Really exciting. Really generous. Sales and marketing is what he does. He helped our MSP do it years ago. He does it now, much more automated, AI influenced. Pete Bussum from Equilibrium. Mike Sanka, Movilla, the CEO. Great conversation. Kiteboarding. Didn't know anything about it. But how he got into project management. What's the probability of the sun not coming up tomorrow? Nadav Shanker. Great conversation with Nadav. Smart man, family man, has had Vercom for, oh my goodness, I think it's like 30 years. Great conversation from scuba to securing email is the name of the title. I really enjoyed talking to Nadav. Scott Barlow. I've known Scott for, oh my goodness, since the Reflection days, so at least 15 years. First time, we had a conversation like this. He was fantastic. He knows what he's doing. He's my favorite geologist. I did not know he had a degree in geology. We take that right into Sophos, right into security. Great conversation with Scott. Thank him for that. Vicky Bruns, my goodness. I've known Vicky for a long time as well. Smart, engaging, rides horses. And for a long time, and I open with that and how it can help us about learning about how MSPs grow. Great conversation with Andreas Ambul. Great talking to Andreas at Net3. They're doing great things there in private cloud. We talked about football and baseball, kind of the upbringings, how team sport helps in helping teams and helping companies. Great conversation with Andreas. Stan Ivanov. The first time meeting Stan, of course, I know his partner or CEO, Anoop. They're at ThreatMate. They're doing incredible things with penetration, with pen tests, and automating them. And really great conversation. But we opened up with guitars. He likes guitars. He likes music. And we just go right from guitar riffs to red teams. And we ended it with Kessie Jepson. I've known Kessie for 5-6 years now. They're at Lenovo. Fascinating woman. She has a big farm, although she never was raised in a farm, but she has one now, makes her own items that she sells at farmers markets. We talk about that and talk about what Lenovo is doing now to help MSPs. Great 3 or 4 days there in Nashville at ChannelCon. Thanks so much for listening and watching. Hi, I'm Joey Pinz, and here's my 45-second introduction. After starting my business in the 90s, I started developing poor habits of eating in my diet because I was working way too much. Before you know it, I found myself 340 pounds. The doctor told me if I don't lose the weight, I'm not going to see my daughter graduate. Took the next 7 months, lost 130 pounds. People think there's some secret. Ask me, how'd you lose that weight? Like there's some secret. There is no secret. How'd I lose the weight? Just one word, discipline. I've had other successes in life, and I attribute them all to discipline. Now, I'm not the king of discipline, but I believe believe that it can help all of us. Friends, colleagues convinced me to start a podcast. The podcast mission: how do we better ourselves and society? I talk to interesting people in health, fitness, sport, wellness, business, technology, science, art, and culture. And I eventually ask them how discipline plays a role in their life. Podcast vision: growth through learning from others. What's your favorite chord on the guitar?
On the guitar.
What's your favorite?
I like the jazzy chords.
Ah,
like
so those
the-
fifths?
Yeah, there are like all kinds of different variations of the standard chords. They go. Sometimes they don't resonate well, and it gives a little tension in the music, and that's kind of good. Sometimes it resolves differently, which is it's more interesting this way.
In this fast-paced MSP landscape, how do you stay ahead? Introducing MSPinfluencer.com, your ultimate hub for MSP news, insights, and community connection, powered by Forza Dash. More than 75,000 MSPs subscribe to our MSP Influencer Pulse weekly newsletter, staying informed and ahead of industry trends. Tune in to emerging podcasts from Joey Pinz and leading MSP voices, offering essential tips, powerful insights, and success stories. Explore our multi-authored blogs, crafted specifically for MSP leaders, delivering fresh perspectives and actionable strategies. Celebrate excellence with the industry-leading Forza Dash MSP Influencer Awards, recognizing innovation, leadership, and impact in the MSP community. Join thousands of MSP professionals who trust MSPinfluencer.com to grow their business and expand their networks. MSPinfluencer.com, where today's MSP leaders connect, collaborate, and conquer, all powered by the Forza Dash platform, helping MSP vendors work effectively with MSPs and helping MSPs grow. Do you like jazz?
I do. I'm not very deep into the jazz scene, but pop jazz, a little bit more on the light jazz, the Frank Sinatra era.
And how did you get into guitars?
Since I was 16,
Since you were 16.
I had this innate desire to play guitar, and I told my uncle, "Let's go. Can I borrow your guitar?" And he declined it. He's like, "You're a kid. You're not gonna play guitar." I'm like, "Listen, I really have this need to play guitar. I don't know where it comes from."
Wow.
So I took it secretly from him. I stole the guitar, and I never left it. Yeah.
Wow. And you taught yourself? Did you get trained at all?
I did. I did some. Guitar is such a thing that you can teach yourself a lot by observing and mimicking, but
Yes.
you need some formal structure a little bit here and there. So I started with classical guitar and flamenco,
With a flamenco.
which is very hard.
Yes.
To the point where my hands started hurting. So I was like,
Of
okay,
course.
let's cut it down. I'm not making money out of this. Yeah.
But now we have YouTube that can help in a lot of these areas. Back then, you probably didn't have that, right?
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't,
So
yeah.
you bought a book, you went to the library.
Yeah, we had internet. You can learn from kind of looking at tablatures online and
Tablatures.
listening
Yeah.
and kind of mimicking.
Yeah. The Beatles is what did it for me. My mother had Beatle albums, and so then I said, and I learned, G, C, E, A, and you could pretty much play anything after, the 4 or 5 chords.
Basically.
I was at an event recently, and there was a guitarist, and I was talking to him, and he said to me, do you play guitar? I said, well, I know about 8 or 9 chords. And he says to me, well, I only know 2 or 3, so that's better than me. Many of these, famously John Lennon said, I think he only knew like 3 or 4 chords, right? But what you can do with it is very different.
The creativity is huge.
Yes. Plus, they were songwriters.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very different skill there.
For sure.
Have you ever written a song?
Yeah, I have
Have
some.
you?
I dabble, but, just personal stuff.
I say lyrics come first or music?
I think music. I'm music first. I like a melody, and I'm like, I need to figure out what do I want to tell with that melody. Is it going to be
Right.
a happy thing or a neutral thing,
And so does the melody come to your mind? Like, or
Yeah.
you invent it while you were playing?
Sometimes I think when you play, you suddenly hit a chord that is just like, wow,
Yeah,
that chord,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like, let me build a kind of, let me play with it around it, and then suddenly you create the whole thing.
How often do you play, Stan?
I used to play a lot more often, but maybe I would say 3 hours a week if I'm lucky.
Whoa! Wow, that's so you.
It's like an hour every 2 days.
Wow.
something like that.
How many guitars do you have?
I have 3.
And they're always in tune.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
most of the time.
I can tell, and I'm upset with myself when I pick up the guitar and it's out of tune. I say, I have
So you are a guitarist as well?
I have a couple, yeah. And I like playing, but I walk past those guitars, Stan, and they're mocking me. They're like, why aren't you picking me up? You know, it's
Life happens, you know?
it does, but it's so enjoyable.
I got myself a travel guitar so I can bring it with me with shows. So last year was my first real road warrior experience.
Really?
Here, especially with ThreatMate. I was like, man, it would be nice if I bring my guitar to the conferences with me and I can play in my downtime. Little did I know there was no downtime.
Right. Did you bring it here?
I didn't. I learned my lesson. I brought it a couple of times last year. I was like, I just bring it with me. Why? I can't play. But.
Because it's bulky to bring it even on the flight and everything. Do you check it in?
No, it's a travel guitar, so it kind of can be...
Like a ukulele?
Yeah, you kind of build it. That's like the top comes apart. It's like electrical guitar.
I never heard of this. The neck separates?
Yeah, the neck kind of separates.
But how about the strings?
No, the strings stay. So the neck and the body are staying, but the top of the body, it's round. So the top, half of the top you can take away, and it's like kind of half guitar.
I see.
So it's still like
Right.
full length neck.
Wow.
You can still play it. It's super quiet, so you don't bother anybody in
in
hotels.
the room. Yeah.
And then you bring a little speaker like this.
Right.
And you can kind of...
Sure.
You can jam,
What, can you Bluetooth it to the earbuds?
Yeah, you can do that. You
Yeah.
can put headphones.
Wow.
But
So
this is like this is for a real,
dedicated. Yeah,
dedication.
wants to play. Yeah. It's a nice outlet.
Yeah.
It's a really nice outlet. So your leisurely music that you listen to, is that pop jazz?
No, I don't listen to a lot of music anymore. It's kind of weird. I mostly listen to audiobooks and podcasts.
Yeah, me too.
Like
Sometimes I want the music though, but I would say more than often it's audio. Yeah.
I have so little time to listen to things, so when I do, I have to catch up on what's happening in the crazy world, And for music, when I travel, I'll hear things, and I'm like, oh, this sounds very good, and maybe I'll research it, and then I'll go play it.
I do that too sometimes. I hear, and I like to pick up tablature and just kind of see. Oh, wait, I think I could play that song. Got some artists here that are playing, and I know some of those songs. I say, the chord structure is not that difficult on these ones.
These guys, especially at this event, are great musicians. I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
I need to practice more.
There are so many great musicians. It's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. I'm not the biggest country music fan, but the musicianship is always wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last night we were, this is my first time in Nashville.
Oh.
So we went down, I think it's called Broad Street.
Yes.
Yeah, we went to a couple
Every
bars.
bar.
Great musicians.
Wonderful.
Like the crowd is jamming. It's just awesome.
There's music everywhere in this city.
Yeah.
More than, almost like New Orleans. I mean, everywhere you go, the lobbies and hotels, there's just music everywhere. It's wonderful. So we're here, you mentioned in Nashville, we're at GTIA, the big ChannelCon event. What are some of your goals this week, Stan?
Goals at the conference.
Yeah.
I really wanted to meet a lot of our partners. It's a great time to kind of befriend other vendors and learn from them. As a vendor, it really helps to be plugged into the whole community. And there's so much for us to learn. We're coming from enterprise software, so we're kind of a little bit of outsiders in the MSP space. But it was so nice to see that everyone's so friendly, willing to give you a try to help you.
Yes.
So we owe a lot to the early adapters, to the vendors that were helping us through the process. Everyone was like, oh, try this, try that, and really helping us. We felt very welcomed and accepted in this kind of community. So
very big difference from enterprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The enterprise is a little cut and dry. So much red tape.
Yes.
Here, like, hey, I have this new product tool. Do you wanna install it and run it? Like, yeah. Oh, wow, really?
It's great, isn't it?
So it was so fundamentally important in the early days. Yeah.
I've known Anoop for a while, had him on the podcast, of course. How does ThreatMate help MSPs?
ThreatMate is an interesting platform because it includes so much. But if we want to kind of distill it into one word, I would say it kind of pen testing and automated pen testing, which is raising the bar on vulnerability scans and the regular vulnerability scans to make them so much more encompassing. When you talk about pen testing, it's very not well-defined term. It's like, what is pen testing?
Right.
Is it the $50,000 one-time assessment thing that humans do? Is it software, but how much of it is software? And I think it's a great opportunity to automate so much of the human parts. It will never replace the human, but it can automate a vast amount of what the human does, which will drastically reduce the price. And we can change the definition of a pen test, which instead of once a year, our pen test runs once a week.
Wow.
Which actually is pushing the boundaries. It's like no one even understands what's a once a week pen test. So the idea of continuous monitoring now changes everything. Instead of on-demand vulnerability scanning or pen testing, which happens once a quarter maybe for a QBR, you prepare. Now you can do it. We do twice a day vulnerability scanning, once a week pen testing. And
It's
then,
incredible.
so the ThreatMate platform doesn't stop there. So we continue in cloud security. So we have this big cloud assessment module as well that does Microsoft 365 and Google Workspace assessments. We're about to release in the next couple of weeks something very in-depth for Microsoft 365 called Microsoft 365 Baseline Assessments.
Wow.
That very well aligned to CISA, the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Agency assessments for federal government. This will be a big game changer in the depthness of the reporting we do. We do external monitoring, so those are external IPs, external subdomains and domains. We do internal, we do cloud, and we also have this awesome hardware called the ThreatMate Pi.
Really?
Which is a little Raspberry Pi device that runs our agent. So without installing anything on a customer network, you can bring it in, and it can completely discover and scan and pen test the entire infrastructure from the inside. So there's so much that we're trying to do. You know, the idea is to how can we be the best pen testing company in this space and really own a big chunk of left of boom. And left of boom is the idea of preventative medicine.
Yeah.
It's like, what happens before we get breached? There's a lot we need to do. How can we, as an industry, solve that left of boom challenge, which is thousands of problems that are discovered through all these attack surfaces and very scarce time to solve them. So we gotta link both the discovery of issues with remediation. You kind of don't even want to look at an issue without it having a fix, because then what do you do with it? You know, it's like, just don't tell me about it, please. Like, you're opening so much more work for me. So ThreatMate really would ideally morph into the detection and auto remediation platform that really kind of automates the entire workflow. The Holy Grail. It's very aspirational, but you know, we gotta aspire big.
You certainly.
Hey, Joey Pinz here. Want to take your podcast experience to the next level? I'm excited to invite you to become a YouTube member. It's the absolute best way to support the channel and enhance your connection. Join our amazing community and unlock the incredible perks, custom loyalty badges, exclusive emojis, and priority comment replies. Your voice will always stand out. Be the first to watch new videos with early access, receive special membership shoutouts, and get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and updates. Dive into content available only to our members, special videos, deep dives, and insider perspectives. Engage directly with me. Suggest podcast topics you want to hear, and even get personalized video shoutouts. Hit the join button right now and become part of something special. Let's build this amazing community together. I can't wait to welcome you as a new member. Join the Joey Pinz family today.
Yeah. So when MSPs are looking to partner with a vendor that does pen tests, that does these kinds of assessments, what should they be asking? What should they be looking for?
If they're looking for that, you know, so MSPs normally would want to do this because of a couple of reasons: compliance, potentially so deliver higher value security services for existing customers. Then the operational aspect of the platform is very important. Can you show me the things? Can you prioritize them in the right order? Can you help me fix them? Is there remediation steps involved? Can you cut the noise? Can you remove all the things that I shouldn't be worrying about because of threat intelligence and exploitability? Not every problem should be priority one, right? There are so many that, so the intelligent prioritization becomes critical for the operational success of any vulnerability management program. So the first thing is this platform going to bury me with a million problems, or is it going to help me really surface the ones that need attention, and I can now go and fix them and go, with my day, go fight other fires. So this is critically important. The other thing is, how comprehensive is it? Is it going to cover all my services, external, internal, and cloud? How well would it cover it? Because if I have gaps in visibility, then you don't understand the risk. So measuring risk, understanding where you stand is really critical. And then the next pillar for MSPs is, okay, these are my existing customers, but how do I win new business? New business is the prospecting use case. Can I go in a new prospect that never heard about me and produce such an amazing report that they'll be like, oh my God, I want you now to start continuously monitoring my environment and start fixing things. So the prospecting report is huge. This is where automated pen testing and AI-based pen testing is such a game changer, because now you can go and deliver incredible value ahead of before you even make a contract, right? Before you even start working with a customer. So our goal is to align with revenue generation. How can we help MSPs grow their business?
Yeah.
And then how can we help them operationally make sure that they can deliver that security value that they promise, that they should. And then there's compliance and cyber insurance that all plays into this, and the easier it is to use a product, the better it is. So as you're evaluating products, all these things matter. It's like, how do I prospect? How do I win business? Then how do I manage my attack surfaces? How many products do I need to manage all of them? How well are they working? How am I prioritizing across all of them? And I think this is where ThreatMate can help, because you can have a vulnerability scanning product 1, a pen testing product 2, a cloud assessment product 3, maybe a prospecting product cloud 4, and then you got to manage it all. It becomes hard and expensive and time consuming. And why? Can we just put it all together in a package that just works?
The term automated pen test is hard for me to wrap usually pen tests are static, they're done whatever, some kind of increments, but you're automating them. It's just shift, correct? And
it is because there is, pen testing is this art and a science. And the most skillful pen tester, human-based pen tester, are just incredibly creative geniuses, right? So, but there is so much of like any art, there's so much discipline and things that you can put every day that you can automate. The creativity now can also be handled by reasoning models. The large language models now are maturing into large reasoning models that can start taking those static scans and turning them into an interesting reasoning, human-like reasoning capability to discover novel attacks, zero-day exploits, which the industry is now seeing, which is amazing. Security researchers are using large language models to discover 0 days.
Amazing.
And this will be one day part of the software stack. The software will discover by itself things and will remediate them and will come up with all kinds. This will be the new frontier. It's like, how can we leverage that? How can we be the first? And we're the first, we're the vendors right now at this day and age have to grasp that kind of new era of reasoning that's happening and the new capability of reasoning. How do we now integrate threat intelligence, static tests, human creativity, and everything around it into something that can just, push the boundaries. But that's just, there's the opportunity of defense. Imagine the opportunity of offense. So the same technology is enabling attackers to create even more sophisticated attacks, which is automated as well. So you have automatic attacks running on the internet all the time, scanning and trying to find targets that are easy prey. It's not like attackers are targeting anybody.
Wow.
They're just like software that's running out there, scanning the entire internet. And if you're not lucky and you end up being, targeted by this automatic scans, what happens?
Right.
What happens with your customers? So you gotta up the defenses. It's an arms race, and it's always going to be an arms race. And I think the maturity of it is, the opportunity is huge for both sides, and we hope the good guys will win.
That's daunting. I talk to MSPs all the time. Every day I'm a former MSP. I always ask them what keeps them up at night. And it's been pretty consistent, Stan, the last 5 or 6 years. The first being cybersecurity. If their clients get attacked, they have to allocate resources, their flat rate. It's going to cost them a lot of money. They're probably going to be fired. They may even be sued. Right, so they're concerned about that. 2 is human capital. If my big techs leave, how am I going to replace them? How am I going to get new techs? Unemployment in IT here in the States is 1%. It's a high demand. And lastly is just general growth. They're usually tech-led. They're not strong typically in sales and marketing. Private equity has poured in millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. Their friends are selling their MSPs, getting a lot of money. I need organic growth. Those 3 things keep them up at night. How do you help?
Well, these are big problems.
Yes.
These are the challenges of the MSP world. Growth and EBITDA are so critical, especially for founders that want to exit. I think high-value security services are now understood to be really the best way to increase margins. But how can we help MSP sell and be successful in delivering security services? And this is kind of all these vendors here. There's so many security vendors.
Yes.
How do we fit in this complicated map of different layers of the onion? Normally when you talk about cybersecurity, you talk about the defense in depth, which is a layered approach of security where each one defense can be individually broken, but then there's others that take it. And how much security is enough security? Unfortunately, when bad things happen, you realize if you've done a good job after the fact, when it's too late now, when insurance is in and auditing you and saying, oh, but did you really do your vulnerability patching? Oh, but did you really configure this correctly? But did you really answer correctly on my cyber insurance survey? And it's like, you can't say I didn't know.
Right.
And the more incidents that are happening, the higher the standards of security that cyber insurance is demanding. So this will continue to sophisticate. Even cyber insurance companies are running in the blind because they don't know enough about who are they insuring and underwriting.
Right.
They don't have access to all the data. Right? So even cyber insurance have to sophisticate away from surveys into active monitoring. Like the thing you put in your car, that tells the car insurance how fast you're driving.
Right.
And that can improve your rate.
Yeah.
The same will happen in cybersecurity. You will install the cyber insurance agent so they can have visibility. We're not there yet.
Right. But it's coming.
This will happen.
Yeah. Human capital.
The human capital is actually, we're in an interesting time where, we're in the high tech software business. And if you listen to how Silicon Valley talks about human capital, I think this will trickle down to all the industries. They're now looking at startups like ours. And they're measuring successful startups by revenue generated per employee.
Wow.
So it used to be considered that a great startup is what, a $300,000 a year revenue per employee is good. Now this is getting pushed. If you look at how Y Combinator talks, which is a big accelerator down in San Francisco, they talk about $1 million per employee.
Jeez.
So we're talking about pushing the productivity of the current employees hire with AI,
Wow.
where the big aspirations are to reach $10 million per employee productivity in the high tech sector. So a company of 3 can reach a $30 million revenue.
Jeez, I never heard these numbers before. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
this is crazy. So the MSP services are so different because there's this human
Element,
that
yeah,
you can't really
yeah.
outsource.
Right.
But everything else, with the tools that we have and the tools that are emerging, should allow you to
Wow.
focus almost all of your time on the human element. Let's get the other stuff automated as much as possible. And let's demand from the vendors to create that automation and drive that automation. And then when there's shortage of personnel, the ones that you have we call them 10x employees. How can we 10x our people? What tools do we need to give them so they can do 10x more work? So I can get 10x more EBITDA. And this is going to be, if it starts with the high tech sector, but that will trickle down to every sector out there. It's like, yes, we're not hiring more or we can't find enough candidates, but can I empower my current people to become a lot more productive? Wow. And we should all share tips, because even though we're different businesses, we all kind of have hacks, hey, how can I get more of my service with Microsoft, with this, with that? There's so much that we're discovering today with the ability of large language model, generative AI. It changes the media industry. I'm sure you personally have probably seen some crazy changes of, you can create a podcast with Notebook LM out of anything. And sure, it's not going to be like me and you talking right now today, but how about in a year?
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah. Well, yeah, we see lots of things happen, some consolidation. We just saw recently this week, CBS is going to get rid of The Late Show, which is losing $25 million a year and has an annual budget over $200 million or $150 million with 200 employees, when YouTubers, podcasters are doing it for a lot less money and producing very similar, maybe even better content. So we are seeing that. What keeps you up at night, Stan, as far as ThreatMate?
Well, I am responsible for the technology at ThreatMate. I'm the CTO there. And really what keeps me at night is, are we building the right features? Are we delivering the value that our customers are expecting of us? Can we shape the industry? Are we thinking about the right problems? Are we thinking big enough of problems? So it's not just the current today, your report needs to be improved a little bit.
Right.
But are we thinking about the big shifts in the industry that we have to handle as I guess, as entrepreneurs and as visionaries? And how can we define that? And I think, owning the entirety of Left of Boom is a good, huge aspiration. Being the best pen testing company in the space right now is a big aspiration.
Yeah.
And figuring this out, making sure.
Want to show your love for discipline, inspiration, and the Joey Pinz podcast? Now's your chance. Introducing the brand new Joey Pinz merch store, where style meets discipline. Choose from premium apparel, cozy hoodies, stylish hats, durable bags, and your new favorite coffee mug, all featuring the iconic Joey Pinz logo. Perfect for podcast fans, discipline enthusiasts, or as unique gifts for friends and family. Every purchase supports the Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations podcast, helping us continue to inspire greatness and promote positive change. Visit joeypins.com/store today and wear your discipline proudly. Joey Pinz merch. Wear it, share it, and live it.
That we're successful is keeping me at night a lot,
So I started my MSP back in the 90s. I sold it in 2019. And back then in the 90s, I was in my 20s, Stan. I thought I was, nothing really bothered me. I was working 14, 16-hour days. You're no stranger to this, I'm sure. But I was putting my health in the back, right? I was not eating very well. I was drinking a lot of soda, late night pizza, the kind of things not healthy. I'm in front of the doctor. She tells me I'm at 340 pounds. I had gained all this weight, barely even recognized. Yeah, and I couldn't believe it. I've been an athlete all my life. I'm 200 now, by the way, and so, it's a 46-inch waist. Then she says to me, if you don't lose this weight, you're not going to see your daughter graduate. My daughter was just born. scared the life out of me. I'm driving home, punching the steering wheel. What have I done? I can abuse me all I want, right? But I've got a family now. I've got to be here for them. So I took the next 6-7 months, lost about 120 pounds, and you can't look at it as a finishing line, right? These are lifelong changes that you have to make. When I tell people this story, they always say, what's your secret? How'd you lose the weight? And there's no secret. Discipline. That's how. I feel it's a spectrum, focus, willpower. How does discipline play a role in your life?
This is an amazing story.
Yeah.
Wow. Such a turnaround. I think as business owners, we owe it to everyone, to our customers and to the business, that we take care of ourselves first. Because if we get sick, everyone loses.
Yeah.
And it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's like you have to be able to do this for the rest of your life.
That's right.
Life is actually not that long. It's short.
It is.
Time flies. And for me I always tell the people I work with, at least, like if 1 hour a day that you spend for yourself, to take care of yourself, maybe to meditate, maybe to exercise, maybe to go for a walk, but just take care of your mental health and your physical health. I prefer you do that 1 hour for yourself and the rest for the business than to, kill yourself just working really hard. Because we collectively are worse off when we have sickness.
Yes.
And so we have to prevent that. And it comes with that idea of, first of all, understanding that what actions causes sickness, and then try to stay ahead of it. We need to be supportive of each other. You have mental burnout, which is a huge problem of all of us. You've experienced it before. But also it's like wisdom comes with age and with family. So I don't know. I am a big health nut.
Yes.
So for me, health has always been very important. I think Jeff Bezos once said, it's for my shareholders' best benefit if I get 8 hours sleep. You don't want me underslept,
right?
Controlling all your money and investments, right? So this is true for us as well on a much smaller scale. It's like, get our 8 hours sleep, take care of our health, man. Everything else, one day at a time, one step at a time.
Was discipline instilled in your household as a child, or was it just kind of exemplified?
For sure.
Really? How so?
My mom was a perfectionist. So if I come back from school with an A-, she'll be disappointed.
Really?
She'll be like, Stan, why the minus? I'm like, Mom, what is this? She's like, wait, because I know you can. Because I know you can. And it's like, you start like, okay, I guess I can. Let me just start do this. But sports is a different thing. Sports is it's kind of like I'm not sure I can relate well with people that are not into sports, but for me, it's like the internal feeling of big yearning to play guitar when you haven't played for a while. You're like, something is missing.
Right.
That's how I feel when I don't exercise.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So
me too.
I guess at some point, if you love it so much, it becomes part of it. But exercising is not the only thing. You can do gardening. You can do so many things that can get you away from sitting in front of the computer.
Right, off the grid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's so helpful for you. Even walks. You don't have to do anything too complicated. I play golf in the morning a lot. And I walk. I put the bag on my back. I'm the first one out. I don't play with anybody. I just want to be there with nature. I just want to think about things, and then I take a shot, and then I think, and then I love it at many different levels. But that's a great outlet for me, Stan, I thank you so much for your time today. Anybody watching or listening, how can they get in touch with you?
Sure. I mean, definitely reach out to us at threatmate.com. You can reach out to me personally if you want. That's stan@threatmate.com. I would love to hear from everyone.
And you're also on LinkedIn?
I'm also on LinkedIn. Please follow me or send me a message or a direct chat.
Very good. Stan, thank you so much.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for listening and or viewing Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations. Please share this episode with one or two of your friends who you think may benefit from the episode. Our website, www.joeypinz.com. There you'll find lots of resources, and you could join our mailing list. Please follow us on all our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Podcast information, the video version of our podcast is on YouTube. Please subscribe. Audio is on all major podcasting platforms. Please follow them. And if you like it, please consider giving 5-star rating. Would really appreciate that. Thank you again for listening or watching Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations.